What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I'm getting ready to go over to practice. We talking about practice now, not the game, not the game that we love. We talking about practice. And this will be the last practice I get to. Today's practice starts out at 10 o'clock and will be basically a walkthrough. It'll be a very short practice, which is good because I got to check out by 12. Um, but I'm sitting here digesting, all of the news that you get from everybody that it's doom and gloom for the Dallas Cowboys because um, they're not going to be able to have the high flying, offense and things, because we have a lack of receivers and we need to go get Odell Beckham Jr., even though he's not going to be ready till November, or we need to make a major trade for somebody. And no, Philly, we are not trading for Jalen Rager. We don't want no Philly stankin' trash, okay? We don't. But here's the formula for the Dallas Cowboys. I want to go back to 2016. Now, see, here's the thing about Dak Prescott. I know we got so many haters out there that think he's garbage and stuff. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you guys at all. But if you understand Dak Prescott is incredible at distributing the ball to the open person. And that is key. It's kind of like, and people forget some of these things, but it was kind of like when Emmitt Smith rushed for 100 yards, the Cowboys won 95% of the time. It was and when they didn't, they lost a lot of the time. That's one of the telltale numbers that you knew that the Cowboys needed to run the ball, even though you had Troy Aikman, who, people don't talk about Troy Aikman and Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott can't hold his jockstrap, they said. But what you have to understand is they predicated everything on running the football. Now, here's what the winning formula is, where, you don't need to panic about wide receiver. Because I want to go back to the 2016 season. Now, here's the thing. Now, we were number one scoring offense, number one points, yardage, and all that stuff last year. Great. Here's what we had in 2016. 2016, the offense was still really, really good. We were fifth in points, we were fifth in yardage, and we were fifth in, we were fifth in turnovers. So we actually turned over the ball a lot. Here's the thing. We were number one at rushing attempts, number two in yardage, number two in TDs, and number three in yard average running the football. Passing the ball, we weren't really that great. We were 14th in TDs and 23rd in passing. Now, I'm not saying that that's what I'm looking for with Dak Prescott, but let's just kind of go back here, because the way I look at it is the offense is better passing the ball right now than it was in 2016. Dak has matured so much. Of course, Zeke has come back down to earth, but you got Zeke and Tony, so you have to look at those two combined. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that's interesting. When we actually look at the numbers and the receivers, it's one of those things that I think when Dak Prescott gets passes to 5 different receivers, it's kind of like when Emmitt Smith ended up rushing for 100 yards. The Cowboys almost always won. So let's let's check out the wide receivers and the way it was distributed. Cole Measly Beasley actually led our offense in yardage, reception-wise. He had 833. You had Jason Witten with 673. You had Dez with 796. You had Terrence Williams with 594, and you had Bryce Butler at 219. And there is, let's see, Zeke. Let's find Zeke. And Zeke had 363 yards. See, and that is going to be the key, is getting the ball around to a lot of different guys, because that makes the team more difficult to stop. There's not one guy that you focus on, because let's be clear. When it comes out, team's going to worry about Zeke Elliott, right? They're going to end up putting probably 8 men in the box if Zeke starts having a good season like he started out with last year. They're going to try and stop him. They're going to double cover CD, okay? But listen, you can't do both of those at the same time. That's where 12 personnel comes in. You start saying, hey, let's get Jake Ferguson involved. If you can get Jake Ferguson about 400 yards, let's say Dalton Schultz, who's going to get the lion's share probably of catches, okay? Dalton Schultz is as good as a wide receiver. Dalton Schultz, let's say we get him 1,000 yards. It's not impossible. And from what I've seen in practice so far, Dalton Schultz is getting a lot of passes his way. And let's say you've got Tony Pollard, who will be lining up in the slot from time to time or coming out of the backfield and taking screen plays. Let's say we get 500 from him. Let's say we get 300 from Zeke. And then you've got Jalen Tolbert, who has definitely moved up to the number 2 wide receiver right now, in my mind. At least seeing him right now, I say Jalen Tolbert is the number 2. I would actually say Richmond may be the 3rd right now. And then everybody else is kind of fighting it out. Well, but again, I'm going to say definitively, number 1, of course, CD. Number 2, Jalen Tolbert. And Jalen Tolbert and Dak are kind of getting that, symbiotic connection right there. But the point here being is you don't have to have one guy with monster numbers. In fact, you want to be equally distributing. Some games it's going to be CD is going to have monster games. But then other days you want to see Jalen Tolbert having big ones. And other days you want to see Tony Pollard. Because then defenses have to respect everything. And as I've been screaming since the offseason ended, in fact, looking back at the 49er game where we didn't use 12 personnel, 12 personnel is going to be the Dallas Cowboys' best friend. I know y'all are sick of hearing me say 12 personnel, 12 personnel, 12 personnel. But 12 personnel is perfect for distributing the football because it will enable them to go ahead and say, maybe we're going to run. Maybe we're going to do a quick screen. Maybe we're going to go ahead and bootleg Dak Prescott out and try and go deep in the go route. Maybe we shift out of the 12 personnel to 5 wideouts. Maybe we end up just running the ball up the middle with the 2 tight ends blocking. So we got 7 guys going. And this, my friends, is why the Cowboys are looking and saying, maybe we don't need to go out and get just, and go overboard. They will look for another receiver. And in the same way they signed Anthony Barr, who has, only played 13 games the last 2 years, to that contract where it's one of those ones that's really no risk and high reward for $2 million, $3 million max. That's a good deal because it gives you depth. And that's probably what they'll do at wide receiver. But don't expect them to say, we got to go get Odell Beckham Jr. And Odell is going to be coming off an ACL injury, not his only injury from last year. Won't be ready until Michael Gallup probably is. And you're getting Michael Gallup sometime probably middle October, maybe late October, but definitely before November. So that's where I see the Dallas Cowboys having opportunities to go ahead and right the ship and be okay. All right? And with that being said, I'm headed over to the ball fields so that way we can check out the boys and get ready to get back to the man cave. As much as I love being here and seeing all you great fans and stuff, it'll be nice to actually get back home and get back to business and things and get closer to the NFL season. Can't wait to see where the clock is right now. All right, catch you later, guys. Peace.